Greetings, everyone. This is the Hipster Snek, and today I have a very exciting prospect as two fine gentlemen have joined me today. Gentlemen, please feel free to introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Grayest. I'm the director of A Whole Lot to Love and also the writer for Arabella. And yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course.
And hi, I'm Celestial Caesar. I am the editor of the project. Gray and I have worked before on some other things, and here we are making a video game. This is living the dream.
Magnificent. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for humoring me. And I have to say that the trail of dominoes that A Whole Lot to Love has put me on has been a very interesting one, and we'll get into that as we go.
Mhm.
So today we're going to interview these fine folks, much as we did previously, because this is like a new thing, right? I'm going to have to make a playlist, right, for like all the mad interviews I'm going to get now. That's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, dev interviews.
That's a really cool idea, actually. I should push for that a little bit more, right? So these guys, as said, did A Whole Lot to Love, which we completed the first act here on the channel and even showed all three routes. Links for those videos in the description. They have their own playlist. So let me begin with the obvious question: what inspired the project? Who really got the ball rolling?
Well, I guess this is the question for me, isn't it?
Really?
We have to go back, God, maybe 5 years ago. But so I think the idea. So this is like never before released information. This is like new lore. But
Ooh, okay.
the idea. So it was like Hamadine Likos and myself. And Hamadine and Likos are two developers on Missing Stars, at which you've played on your channel, of course. But,
Also that.
Yeah, that too. So they were kind of like the project leads along with me at the beginning, and I think the idea is we wanted to do like a mod for Katawa Shoujo at the time of some sort.
All right.
And then we eventually very quickly pivoted away from that and decided to do our own original project, and then it just kind of like went from there. We released our first ever proof of concept demo in 2022 or something like that for like some VN Jam, and yeah, now we're here. Last year we released the entirety of Act 1, the entire common route, which has been like pretty much finalized, and today we're kind of sort of on the home stretch, and yeah, a release is sort of in sight. That's the light at the end of the tunnel is approaching.
Okay. So I guess you kind of already started answering this. So let's go into like who did what? Who did what? Who's in charge? Like what are the divisions? Like what kind of names will the people see in the credits?
Yeah, I'm basically the project director, but I've also done some programming. Not that I'm very skilled, because I'm basically a Ren'Py noob. But so aside from that, we have the aforementioned Hamadine, who is like the main like programming Ren'Py guy for the project. But he also wrote Mitsuru's route and created Mitsuru as a character. And then you're gonna see the third writer, Sparky, who's writing Hannah's route. Hannah was created as a character like way before Sparky ever came onto the scene. But it was just like, her design and her personality. So yeah, like Sparky is going to actually like bring some life into Hannah as a character and write her whole route.
Okay.
As far as the writers goes, Alex is like, of course, our editor, but to be honest, he's sort of like a fourth writer in a lot of ways because he's helped so much and he's done so much.
That is an understatement. Thank you very much.
As far as artists go, the thing is about like a volunteer project is we kind of have a bunch of we have a ton of artists, right? Usually most VNs like of this scope, if it's crowdfunded or if there's like a real studio behind it, they'll have like a couple or a few, but we have like 5 or something like that.
Okay.
And so we have to like divide up the work in a weird way. But yeah, we have Sake, who's just been absolutely fantastic and has helped so much and is incredibly passionate about the project, and I'm incredibly thankful to have him on the team. Of course, Likos, who has been there since the beginning. in Lycos's art style is like that's kind of the basis for the art style of the rest of the VN as well. And of course, we have a handful of play testers, music composers. So yeah, that's basically it. So a team of like around 20 or so people.
So we kind of started getting into it a little bit. So let's talk about the girls. How are they designed? Like, what did they represent? Were they based on someone, something, or a theme? Like, how was each designed?
Oh man, that's a good question. I have to kind of jog my memory a little bit because it's been so long.
Okay.
No, Arabella's supposed to be the pear-shaped one. They all represent like a different body type. I remember Arabella is supposed to be the pear-shaped one. Mitsuru is whoa hips, as you know.
As I so delicately put it.
And Hannah, we kind of have like an internal pet name for her. We call it Apple, but we sometimes call her the frog.
Yeah, her sprites, like her first like finished sprites that were in the original I guess the current Act 1 demo was very like her expressions are very frog-like, but I've made small tweaks to them to kind of to soften those edges, so to speak.
That's fair. I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess I'm a little
Alex put it well.
I guess I'm a little surprised. Like, Arabella's the pear-shaped one. It's like, Mitsuru's in the game, right?
I think she's like hourglass shaped is how it's technically classified. It's kind of strange, but like the idea was to make all of the girls as unique from each other as possible in terms of both their personality and appearance, and
all right,
having there be different shapes and having their weights differ on top of that definitely helped. I'm very happy with how they all turned out in that regard.
Yeah, okay, that is very fair. All right, so real question. This is the issue that all the people at home want to know for sure. Which one is your waifu?
Wow, mine.
Gray. Arabella.
That's hard to choose. That's really hard because there's something about each of them that I like in their own way.
Okay, that's fair.
It's hard to choose. If I had to choose, it would come down between Arabella and Mitsuru.
All right.
Between those two. Is that a good enough answer?
I'll let you off the hook. It's not... Yeah.
Because we are in a public place, I will also let him off the hook. But inside the dev team, we all know that the choices would be number 1, Arabella, number 2, Arabella, number 3, Arabella, honorable mention Arabella, and then way down to the pits of the earth, maybe Mitsuru.
All right.
I did write her route.
It's fair. But... It's a fair comp, right? Arabella's my favorite, so I'll share my weaknesses. So I guess this is a fun aside. Do we have any random tidbits or lore about each girl that hasn't been revealed in the context of Chapter 1?
Within the first, that isn't spoilery.
Right.
Exactly.
Just like general stuff, general knowledge about them.
Well, Mitsuru was originally going to be from the most stereotypical city in all of Japanese American media in history, Tokyo.
Wow. No
okay.
Wow.
Actually, that was something that we discussed at the end of the first video we did. Where is Mitsuru supposed to be from?
I think it's mentioned in her route. But I'll just say
it is.
It's Tochigi, which is north of Tokyo. It's in the same region, and it's also where I am currently as well. So it's
right.
Screw it, why not?
Okay, that's fair. Like that mystery solved, I suppose.
There you go.
Yeah, it would have been
famous.
Yeah, it would have been too cliche to say. Oh well, to not. It ironically would have been more cliche to say, well, in order to not say Tokyo, we'll say something like Kyoto or Osaka. That's not much better.
Yeah,
that was our guesses. That was literally our guesses.
It's like, to not put something in to not put something in New York City, let's put it in L.A. Bruh.
That's fair. That's fair, legit. All right, so
Exactly.
I guess that's kind of relevant. It's like, why the location of the game? Like, is said to be set in Virginia. Like, is there any significance to that?
Correct. I don't think so. I mean, personally, I used to live there when I was really young, and it is a very pretty place.
Oh,
But yeah, there is no. I don't think that there is any significance to it. No.
I was talking to Gray. I think that we should put like an Easter egg mode where it reveals all of my editor's notes in there and my slow descent into insanity as I edited the routes.
Like a bloopers mode or a shit posty mode.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd pay money to see that. That'd be pretty
Wild
good.
donuts.
But yeah, back to the original question. There was something about the other lore about the girls. So Arabella, okay, I hope that this will be a good answer. But so her hair is red, right?
Right.
But
Yes.
well, that's not its natural color. It's actually brown. She just dyes it red.
Oh, okay.
And I know for a fact that this gets mentioned sometime during her route. So this isn't a major spoiler.
Okay.
As for Hannah, Alex, is there anything that comes to mind?
Well, no, not really, and we can edit this out later if necessary. I don't know anything about Hannah because her route hasn't even been written yet.
True. Okay.
Fair.
Maybe. Let's see. She was homeschooled. That's one thing.
Okay, is
I'm not-
this
I don't
a
know if that's-
universe where blue hair is natural? I guess that's a fair question.
No, it is not. I probably should make that clear. No, this is not an anime universe where blue hair is natural. She dyes her hair too.
Okay.
I will veto those sorts of animeisms if you even think about putting them into the game.
Yeah. No, I mean, if this were a very anime-ish game or something, you know
Which
what I mean?
it's not.
Which
Yeah.
it's not. Then okay, it'd be fine.
Except for Mitsuru's hips.
Okay, well, yeah, there's an exception to every rule. But yes, this is a bit more grounded. So no.
Oh, also another bit of trivia if you're curious. Yes, it takes place in Virginia, but apparently Gray told me this. So despite that the game takes place in Virginia, the university is actually sourced from where Gray went to college in the States. So you have some sort of weird TARDIS university going on here where it's Virginia, but everything looks like it's from another part of the country entirely.
It's fair.
Yeah,
that is fair.
but it works. It's cheap. Making those BGs from photos is a really cheap and fun way to get it done. You know what I mean?
What was the
Yeah, and it looks a lot better than just finding a 3D Unity asset and saying, there, go, done, because those look terrible. And there are VNs that do that, and I'm like, oh god. Well, there is a specific method that we use I use Photoshop. I think Gray uses GIMP, was it? Yeah. I use Photoshop. He uses GIMP. It's just a combination of layers and effects to not make it just be the picture. Karawa Shoujo does something similar to make everything look like it's a watercolor painting, and that is sort of the style that we're trying to emulate, but not entirely, because it would look really just very strange to have oh, here's a pear-shaped anime girl, and suddenly, boom, human university.
So, I know we only have Act 1 at present, but I guess my next question would be, what kind of themes and motifs and struggles can be expected to see in the full release of the game? As much as you can share, no spoilers, obviously, but what kind of themes and such?
Ooh, okay, so I'm going to kind of give you a bit of a different answer. I'm going to be a bit more vague, but I'm still going to try to answer this question.
All right.
So, each each of the girls have a very unique theme, but how should I put this? It's the themes
their
are
weight?
all,
Yeah.
their weight is related in some way to varying
But it's
degrees.
for different reasons, for very different reasons.
For very
weight
different
is the
reasons
common
and to varying
factor.
degrees.
All right.
One thing that this was obvious from the get-go, and when I entered into editing it was like I confirmed it with Gray. This is neither a project to glorify, I'm going to say the F word, fatness. It is not a project to glorify being fat and unhealthy styles of living, and it is also not going to glorify the idea that women have to be skinny.
Yeah.
Right? This is neither a health at every size thing, and it is not a gym bro thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is more about like the emotional struggles that come with and lead to eating disorders that can lead to this sort of thing. And every girl has a different theme and issue that will be tackled in their respective route regarding how and why they are the way they are and how that affects their psyche and their paths to fixing one thing that may or may not lead to fixing the other if it is something that needs to be fixed. And I think that is the best answer. Yes, and that is the best answer that I think I can give without entering too much into spoilery territory.
That's fair. That is fair. You mentioned Jim Bro, so I have to ask, like, what's
here we
Joshua's?
go.
What is Joshua's deal? Like, I'm sorry, like, I can't help but, like, I kind of memed on him so hard that, like, I kind of just have nothing but that association with him. But, like, okay, just, like,
Yeah.
again, no spoilers if you don't want to give them. But, like, is Joshua going to be our enemy? Is he going to be misunderstood? Is he, like, a bit part that I'm blowing out of proportion here? Like, where is he in all this?
He is all of the above. Kind of.
Kind of. All right, without getting into spoilers, Joshua has a reason for being a douchebag, but he is handling it in a very unhealthy way that leads to us as the player viewing him as the douchebag.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
However, I mean, Alex knows this, but depending on the ending and like depending on how the story goes, you kind of see a different side to him, and maybe kind of make nice,
All right.
Yes.
That's fair.
He's also a parody of he's also supposed to be like the comedic relief. In a way, he's the parody of the character of Kenji from Karawa Shoujo, which is
completely different.
Yes, completely different, but like lore dump time. Obviously, when you hear the words, oh, this is a visual novel made by a bunch of 4chaners about disabled girls in Japan, you would expect a certain kind of writing style. And the character of Kenji in Karawa Shoujo was created to parody that writing style. So, of course, he's the 4chan pole dweller who's like, feminism is going to destroy society and we need the manosphere to save testosterone. Well, Joshua's kind of our version of that, toned down by about 1,000% and just kind of a self-righteous douchey gym bro type.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. That is fair.
But there's another element too. There's one more thing that I think we're all forgetting, and that's that Joshua is sort of a I'm trying to think of the word. Sort of an allegory maybe for the types of people that would hate on the VN. And the people who would be like, oh, this VN is like promoting obesity, or oh, this VN is for creepy features, or oh, this VN is woke, blah 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 blah.
Basically.
Yeah, and so on and so forth.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, yeah.
All right. Well,
but he has depth. We will give him characterization, but no spoilers.
Okay.
He's
no
not.
spoilers.
He's not. Yes, he's not. He is like an allegory for that, but he isn't like he isn't the bad guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's not like a
He's
straw
not
man.
flat one note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The real question. We're 20 minutes in. I have to ask the real question. What is our expected release date?
That's a good question.
If you don't have one, that's fine. I'm just putting it out there in the event that there is one.
I can give you a couple different answers. So
okay.
I expect this to be like pretty close to completion later this year, like towards the end.
Okay.
Ideally, I want to say we can have a full release on Valentine's next year.
All right.
But, and as Expendive once told me, if you have an idea in your head of how long something will take that and multiply it by 2. So it could be like late into 2027.
Okay. That's fair.
But to give you something more concrete, it's like, okay, so Arabella and Mitsu's routes, their writing and editing is completed, and they've been like soft coded, and all the choices and everything have been coded in, as well as like their sprites and expressions and some music, some CGs, and so they're playable from beginning to end.
Okay.
Hannah's writing, I have no idea.
0. Let me answer that one. 0.
Yeah, Hannah's writer has been like, she's kind of dropped off the face of the earth, but it happens on a volunteer project.
No, of course.
But yeah,
we have an outline. We have the outline of the route. It's not like we're drawing a total blank. But all that we are missing, to give you an idea of something more concrete, all that we are missing is Hannah's route, me editing Hannah's route, and then Gray and Hamadine coding in Hannah's route, and any art pieces and CGs that we might want to add as we go along.
A few CGs and then maybe like 2 music tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, because one thing that has happened as I have edited is that certain scenes either need to be split or expanded. Otherwise, they seem, okay, we go from 100 to 50 to 0 to 100 again. So there has to be a break in between these. And I have extended at least Mitsuru's route by a couple of scenes because I guess I can say this openly at this point, the ending was too rushed. And like, let me give you an example.
Sure.
The big conflict, I'm not going to spoil it entirely. The big conflict of Mitsuru's route is built up for a huge chunk of the final act. And when it happens, it was solved in the exact same scene. And I was reading that and I said, yeah, no, we need more. I'm going to write an entire extra scene because there's no way in hell that we built all of that up thinking that it was going to be Mordor exploding in volcanic hellfire or something, only for it to come out like a wet fart, to put it bluntly. So I expanded the scene. I added an extra scene, and it's like, I'm doing this, and I don't care how much more it delays the project. I'm not gonna have like one of the routes only claim to fame be the one that built up to a big conflict and it ended up being solved in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 scenes or something.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, to give you that concrete answer, all we really need is to finish a couple of CGs for routes that are already completed and Hannah's route.
Okay.
Code it in, add the music, and bada bing, bada boom, play test it, make sure that there's no typos or bugs, and done.
All right.
But the big one is the Hannah route. That's like the big one that we have to finish.
Okay.
Her outline is finished. And when I say outline, it's a pretty in-depth outline. It's like every single scene, like every individual scene has been like has an in-depth synopsis written for it and like a name for the scene.
And options and descriptions and...
Exactly. So it just needs to be written. So like Mitsuru's route, for example. Okay, so Hamilton created the in-depth outline for that and wasn't able to finish it. And so I ended up having to go along and finish that. Like follow the outline as close as I could.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And so Hannah's route maybe it'll end up being the same way, but yeah, that's kind of how we do things. We have like an in-depth outline like that, and then we just kind of go from there.
Okay. That makes sense. So, that being said, what if any content warnings should be known prior to starting the game? Like, what kind of is there going to be any kind of objectionable, demonetizing content in the full release of the game? I guess is what I'm asking.
I think the audience probably knows. Yeah, I was just going to say that. Like the audience, I'm pretty sure everyone knows that. But yeah, there's going to be a bit of H scenes, but
Right.
you'll be able to turn it off and have the game skip over it.
Okay.
That hasn't been implemented in the engine yet or in the game yet, but yeah, like this year, that's something that we'll have to implement is a disable adult content option. Aside from that, aside from the H scenes, I mean, there isn't like a whole lot of swearing or drugs or gambling. So yeah, if you were to turn off the H scenes, it would be like T for teen or something.
All right, fair.
Yeah. There is, I hesitate to call this something that is objectionable because I'm not one to, I'm not one of to put it lightly, I'm not the sensitive type, and I can't explain what it is without entering into spoiler territory. But maybe one of the characters, their reason for being the way that they are is because of experiences in the past that we should consider in our world as mental abuse. So I guess that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very vague, but yes, he's accurate.
Okay. No, sir, I've known you for 40 minutes, and I will say that you do not strike me as the sensitive sort. So
you should read the notes I left while editing.
I would love to. I would love to, actually. That'd be fun. So actually, yeah, let's kind of touch on that. What kind of limitations and challenges have you guys kind of run into while working on A Whole Lot to Love?
I should be the first one to talk about this. So whenever you have a volunteer project, it's like you have, there isn't a monetary budget, but there is a kind of like metaphorical budget, if that makes sense.
Right.
Where it's like, okay, well, you have people that are available for a limited amount of time or whatever, or they can only like help out so much, right? And you kind of have to plan the division of work among that, and you have to make sure that like whatever they do make gets used. You don't want anything to go to waste. You don't want somebody to like work on something that you're not sure will get used in the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that's a big challenge. There's been people who have like left and not contributed anything, or there's been people who have only like contributed a teeny bit and like left, whether they ghosted or they just like had to step down for whatever reason. I mean, it happens,
Right.
It's unfortunate. But that's probably the biggest challenge, making it until it works pretty much. Well, I have to have help from like Hamadine or Hody, who's another programmer on this project, Hody, or who's
Vladimir Hodakov.
Yeah, Hodakov.
Yes.
Yeah, he's one of the people who worked on Karawa Shoujo Re-Engineered, and he's a friend of ours. But yeah, like that's my personal challenge for this is coding, and to some extent like writing as well, because I'm not like a professional writer by any means. I'm not like a novelist or something. So writing a whole lot. I have written fiction and like dabbled in that kind of thing before writing A Whole Lot to Love, but yeah, it's like having to write a whole VN route is for the first time it's a bit daunting.
Right. That makes sense. So what has been like your favorite parts? What has been like the wins for the team?
Getting this Act 1 demo released is a huge milestone. I mean, like the game is like pretty much 50% complete once you've released that, because like everything that's included in the Act 1 demo is like, the majority of the content for the rest of the game, like not writing wise, but I mean like asset wise, right. Like art, music, and so on.
Okay.
Because like there really isn't any like, aside from like the CGs obviously, and like a very small handful of BGs and music, there really isn't any like super unique pieces of art or assets that is exclusive to the routes. You know what I mean?
Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, that's a huge milestone. What about you, Celestial Caesar? Do you have any thoughts?
It was definitely being able to, how was I say this? Like editing the routes, because you would think, okay, so it's just a couple of scenes. It's not going to take that long. It took me a while, and I'm the kind of person that will hyperfixate on something until it is complete. And Gray can tell you this. like the speed at which I edit things, not just this, but like other people's work, I get it, and it's done in 30 minutes.
Oh yeah.
But this was a big project that coincided with other projects that I was working on at the same time. And it was like, okay, I need to take a break because I'm going to burn out both projects if I don't stop doing one.
Mm-hmm.
But actually finishing editing both routes and like being able to say, we're ready to release Act 1 and we can confidently tell the public 2/3 of this game are basically complete. That was like a big moment for me.
No, that's really cool. I like that. I know there was some discussion about it, but can we expect an overdub in the completed game?
A what now?
An overdub,
like voice acting?
Yes, yes.
Well, we have a voice actor for Hana, Mitsuru, and Arabella, and we released like a. God, we recruited them like a long time ago because we made a post for the VN on Casting Call Club where we tried to recruit like artists and composers through there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
actually, we have some recorded lines. I know that we have a recorded line for Mitsuru, but it's like from a very old version of the character who speaks with a very like thick Japanese, no pun intended, thick Japanese accent.
See what you did there.
I don't remember if we also have one of Hannah and Arabella, and if we do, I only ever heard. Yeah, so we have. If we decide to go that route, like, hey, let's like release a free DLC that includes optional voice acting. We have 0.01% of the assets complete.
I'm just saying.
Well, I'll add on to that, and I'll say if we do, it's not going to be like every line individually is dubbed. It's going to be more like how should I put this? Some other VNs have done this kind of budget voice acting where you have like the voice actor record like a dozen or a few dozen like set lines or phrases or like emotional reactions, and you just kind of like play them on top of.
Like a modern Fire Emblem, like they'll have a couple stock lines that can just play for multiple situations.
Exactly. I never played Fire Emblem, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So yes,
yeah,
it'd be that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just
something
saying.
of good quality, like where it's not going to be this is going to be a very niche reference, but your audience might get it. If we're going to go the route of voice acting, we are not going to go the route of Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood, which was just a bunch of stock audio from God knows where compressed for the Nintendo DS. Like, we're going to do something good or not do it at all.
Yeah, don't do anything from Sonic the Dark Brotherhood.
It'd be piss easy to implement too. Like, you just have them record the set of lines and then you like put it in the game, and then I go into each scene individually and just kind of place the files where I want. But it'd be a bit time consuming, and also on top of that is like we probably would have to have them record a few things for the H scenes, and if they're not comfortable with doing that, maybe we would like scrap the feature entirely. And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Lay down, Sam, and let me handle it.
Oh God. It's not something. It's kind of in the back of my mind. It's a feature that's on the back burner, but I mean, all of the voice actors are like in this server like still, and they're there if we needed them. So yeah, just stay tuned.
Fair enough.
That's all I can say.
I'm just saying, if we decide to canonize French Chud Jack Joshua, I would be happy to reprise the role.
Oh yeah, see that's another thing. We'd have to find voice actors for like Joshua and Miss Morris. That's another reason like this whole feature is like in the back of my mind.
I wonder if my wife could do a good Miss Morris.
Honestly, yeah, like I wouldn't turn her down just because like I don't feel like doing another Casting Call Club post just for Miss Morris or Joshua.
Oh jeez.
Chud Jack Joshua is like, I don't know if we should go like the Muscle Man route or something else like, oh no, bro, you're dating a fat chick. You're gonna end up getting fatter.
That's kind of how I played him, but like silly voices are like half my comedy.
That's like the voice Alex did is kind of the voice I had in mind whenever I like created Joshua as well. So
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm gonna go to the track, bro.
And then we were on the same
Gosh.
page, and I do have to stroke my ego a little bit. I do want to hear, like, what were your reactions when you saw the videos that we did for Whole Lot to Love?
Well, you first, because like you posted one, you made a comment on the itch.io page saying, "This is awesome. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna do a playthrough of this on my channel." And then eventually you shared that video with us, and then it just kind of went from there. But I was really happy that like someone felt that someone reached out to us, and that you like went out of your way to do this series. And yeah, I mean, I'm very happy. I'm happy someone enjoyed it, and I'm happy that because of these videos, like it's now it's now reaching more people, and more people are going to find a whole lot to love. So
No, of course.
Yeah, I enjoyed it very much. Like I said, Gray was like, "Hey, check it out! Like these guys, they like did this playthrough of the game." I'm like, "All right, let me see that." And the next hour and a half was like me laughing. I was like, "This is the greatest thing I have heard all week, man. This is the kind of reaction that I was hoping people would have. Like, they're not laughing at it; they're laughing with it.
Very much so.
Because like." I made sure to add in some comedy in there and some references, of course. But I was afraid, like in the back of my mind, there's going to be at least one set of the population that is going to just mock this to hell and back simply because fat female, therefore bad. But thankfully, the impressions so far have been positive. So I'm like, yay!
Oh, it's good. That is good. I know it's a niche market in terms of storytelling, but it's something that I definitely saw and was like, "This is my jam." This is you would like. I think at least one installment of A Whole Lot to Love stayed in my top 10 performing videos for like a few months after the fact. Like it was a long time.
Nice.
And we've had some other similar results, like when I did Big Beautiful Women and Abba Longin' For Ya.
God,
I think Big Beautiful Women and Abba Longin' For Ya are still in my top 10. So like that tells you that my followers have some similar interests as myself. Ditaku was not
man
able.
of culture.
Oh, of course. Ditaku left a few questions. He was not able to join us due to other obligations, but one of the first things he asked was, "What anime does Mitsuru like?"
Ooh. Well, okay.
Ask Hamada in that.
Now, of course, this is actually a funny little bit of trivia that is non-spoilery.
Okay.
So this very illustrious writer that you're currently interviewing, and I am also here. He had the idea of, there's this one scene, I'm going to say this one and it's not very spoilery. There's this one scene where like you go with Hannah to buy a game. And this very intelligent man is like, "Oh, I know which game." And he name drops freaking Pokemon, of all things. And I'm like, have you lost your mind? You're in Japan right now. Do you want the Nintendo Gestapo to tear down your door for using the
ninjas, you mean?
The Nintendo ninjas or whatever to tear down your door because you used their intellectual property in your VN.
Well, I knew it was going to be edited, to be fair, so...
And I spent like 20 minutes like, okay, what version, how can I imply that this is a Pocket Monster game without mentioning or trying to not directly reference one of the 10 dozen Pocket Monster games in Japan? So I guess from that, you could say, what anime does Hannah enjoy watching? I would probably say Pocket Monster kind animes, Digimon, Pokemon, maybe some other kinds of things, but like that's what I would infer from that scene, at least.
Was the question
the editor.
Hannah or Mitsuru?
It was Mitsuru. Did I say Hannah?
Actually, now I don't remember. So if I just yapped for like 90 seconds about irrelevant bullshit, my apologies.
I mean, hey, that's some fun trivia that people can look forward to, and
You gave the answer for Hannah's, but was the question Mitsuru?
yeah,
right?
it's like what anime does Mitsuru like, and the follow-up question was actually what MMOs does Hannah like. So that's
Well, I
fun.
kind of answered that indirectly, sort of. So
So she plays Pal
there's
World.
that. That's a good
Sure. What anime?
Well, we do not-
Mitsuru like?
We do not endorse the violent murdering of fun, cute little animals. Totally.
I want to say, if I had to say what anime Mitsuru like, something sophisticated-ish, like anime movies, like, I don't know, Your Name or something.
Well,
If
I
I
mean,
could
we
say-
do we do have that parody movie that we have, but that's
It's not anime.
no, and that's more of spoilery territory that we probably shouldn't mention in something that'll probably end up on YouTube. So
Yeah.
but what kind of anime? I would also say something sophisticated because she's not like your cutesy stereotypical anime nerd girl
Right.
She's
who
not an
watches
otaku.
like exactly, and she's not gonna be like, oh my god, generic rom-com protag is getting with generic rom-com love interest childhood friend or whatever. No, she's got higher taste.
All right. That is definitely fair. So, follow up: which MMOs does Hannah play?
I think
Honestly-
does Pal World count? I think that was mentioned.
I joked at a Pal World as a Pokemon joke, yeah, but
Because it's stuck in my mind because now I'm thinking, I know that like introverts like myself, we kind of use games as our escapism to not interact with people in real life.
yeah.
I don't know if Hannah is the kind of person who, even behind a screen and an avatar, is comfortable enough to interact in a massive multiplayer online game. She strikes me more as the single player kind of girl, but maybe I'm wrong. I have to look at
She was
the,
playing an
like,
MMORPG or something whenever
Yeah.
we walked in on her. So
Yeah, she mentioned
there's
some
that.
kind of online game, but she didn't say
I don't know,
how
well.
League of
social.
Legends.
We joked
Forget
about
what I
League of
said.
Legends and Warframe, but we were just like, we have no idea what it would be. And even then, certain MMOs like Final Fantasy XIV have a pretty robust single-player thing going on. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe Final Fantasy then.
okay, that makes sense.
That could work.
All right, so it's like random question,
Yeah.
but this came up in our discussion. Is Arabella related to the Mafia?
What the hell?
I swear, like
What?
we were talking.
Okay.
It was I forget exactly what the context that triggered it, but I think Yutaku posited that her family owning a bakery could be a mafia front because she looks like she could be from Italy. So I was just like, is Arabella
Okay.
a part of the mafia? Is she a mafioso daughter?
If I had a nickel for every time that a redheaded anime girl was accused of being a member of the mafia, I would have 2 nickels, which is not much, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Wait, what's the
All
other
right,
one?
first-
Who was the first one?
Rin from Katawa Shoujo. People say that she's from the Yakuza.
Oh, that's true. I
But
thought you were going to say Akira, but she doesn't have red hair. She has red eyes. Anyways.
no, well, that's an interesting... That would be good for a fan fiction if it ever takes off. It's like... Now, great, god damn it. Now I have the idea of like adding a parody scene where Arabella is like dressed up as the Dawn and she's like, you come to me on the day
Donut
of my
Mafia.
bakery final and you don't have the audacity to not play my route. You ask me
The Donut Mafia.
to have a romance story with you, this Samuel that I do not even know. Oh god.
Who
No.
asked this, by the way? Well, did
I'm
you
curious
talk to-
too.
I did not expect to set such wheels in motion, but you're welcome nonetheless.
Is this your question?
Like, some of the things that we came up with were very off the cuff. I was sober, but Ditaku was not. So, like, so some of the things that came up were just like asides. Like, we joked about a UFO ending where like you attempt to flirt with Mrs. Morris, and it turns out that like the whole thing was this weird Truman Show-esque alien abduction.
Crazy.
We went some pretty strange places in those 3 hours. I'm just saying. So, that kind of exhausts the list that I currently have, given that there is no full game just yet. So, is there anything in particular that you would like to say to the good people watching at home?
Caesar, I'll let you go first.
Oh, great. Now you're forcing me to give a speech. All right, fine.
You're a Caesar. You should be able to do this naturally.
Oh, very funny. So, like, without revealing who I am in real life, I am quite adept at having to come up with speeches on the fly. But to the audience watching at home, I would just like to say thank you for giving us the chance of like playing our game. I know that when people look at the tin, they might be a little turned off, but give it a chance. Check it out. I guarantee you, this is not going to be some creepy, weird, fetishy thing. Like, we are working hard to make this like in the most respectful and human way possible, and I think that you're really going to enjoy it.
All right.
Okay.
Now, Gray, it's your turn. I will edit your speech as you go.
Thanks. Wow. Well, we can always do a second take. Anyways, okay, so I would say similar as Caesar, thank you for watching this interview. Thank you for playing our VN and for for appreciating it. I think the VN, like, kind of adding to what Caesar said, the VN it's not like, on one hand, it's not like super fetishy, right? It's not like it's like feeders or something. It's not the target audience, but at the same time, it's not on the other end of the. It's not the other extreme, where it's like like radical body positivity or something. It's like we try to tell a story as that's wholesome and that's made with care, and the target audience is people who are attracted to heavier women, or maybe themselves are heavy, and we're trying our best to make the best story we can, and I hope everybody enjoys it.
And I would also like to thank everyone for 1,000 downloads on the Act 1 demo.
That's
right.
like 10,000.
10,000? I was wrong. 10,000, even better.
No, that is fantastic. You guys have created a very human story, I think, and based on, it sounds like the trajectory, and in the end is going to be not a story about size, but a story about people who happen to be of size. And I think there is a beauty, there's a poetic beauty to that gets lost in the mix a lot of the time. So I'm glad to see it.
Yeah. Weight comes and goes, but the people remain.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is very true. At the end of the day, we are all just, people trying to get by. So thank you, gentlemen, for accompanying me and for sharing all the deep, dark secrets of what the players can expect when the full game comes out.
Thank you for having us.
Of course.
And for enjoying the game.
Absolutely. It was a blast.
Whoa, hips!
I'm glad that my reactions have become the stuff of legend. Anyway,
maybe we can add that as like a little sound alert, like in meme mode of the game. When Arabella first shows up, it's like, whoa, hips!
I'll isolate the sound bite for you. I can do that.
Caesar, you forgot to mention a few things, actually.
Me or him?
Who, me?
Yeah, you forgot to mention a couple things.
I am not about to mention the whole in this
Well, thick,
interview.
chunky legs. Okay, fine.
I fucking hate you.
What?
Oh god. Okay.
we can tell Snake after.
Sure. Okay.
All right. So on that ominous cliffhanger, everyone at home, thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching to the end, and please do that like, comment, subscribe thing that I am obligated by law to do at the end of every video. Thank you, gentlemen, one last time for coming out, and we're going to see you guys next time.
Thank you.